Hello and welcome to the Fatu Show. Fatu Show. Fatu Show. Fatu Show. Fatu Show. Fatu Show.
4 years.
The celebration continues. On the 8th of September, Fatu Show brings you another spectacular night. Goody Fatu Show with performances by G, Broke, and the new Senegalese phenomenon, Ida Sam, performing for the first time in the Gambia. Tickets are $300 and $500 for VIP. Show starts at 10 p.m. at Jama Hall, Kairaba Hotel. Send a blank text to 6123 on your Comium line to win magnificent prizes.
Hello Gambian people, man la Aida sama borom Sara Ba lu la neex may wax Gambien yépp ñu génn na ñëw ak sama band ñu dajale.
Brought to you by Comium.
Welcome back.
Oh my God.
How do you feel?
Oh my God. We definitely came a long way. I'm just sitting down here looking at these videos, watching these videos. And you had the first one. When we came in, we wanted to talk about patriotism, the love for one's country.
Yep.
That was the show that we started with. And, you know, we came a long way. It's very difficult, you know, to be constant in all these things that you're doing for 4 straight years. You know, I'm excited.
You're
I cannot
emotional.
believe this. I'm like
you're
mixed
very emotional.
everything.
Tell us how do you think this has changed your life as a person?
Well, how it has changed my life, it makes me well known. Like I always say, it's not only the Fatu Show, but I've been on television since it started in 1995. So it's a long time, and a lot of people know me since that time. But the kids got to know me, more young people got to know me when the Fatu Show started. And it is a good thing because it gives me opportunities sometimes. Like when you go to meet somebody, it's always easy. When you say the secretary, the moment they announce Fatu wants to see you, Fatu Show, you're always like, okay, let her come in.
Yep.
So you always have that thing from people. And, you know, of course, sometimes we have our own issues and we try to be as professional as possible. Yep. But we're human. Yeah.
And how do you think, if you're supposed to like grade yourself or say how far you've gone, how would you say you've done? How good? Like, what have you?
I think I've not done much yet. That's what I say, because each time I travel out of the country, I will meet a whole lot of people who would say the Fatu Show is a good show, the Fatu Show is one of the best shows on GRTS, but I still think it is not. You know, seriously, to tell you the truth, I still think we can do more. Like, for instance, look at this beautiful background that we have today by another very young Gambian who is working here at GRTS. These are some of the things that we want. Because with this, if you have a nice setting and a nice camera work, you can do more. So I feel that Fatu will bring you some more, and especially after our anniversary. Yep. The reason why I've not been on to taking a break, I'm working on getting the show to you, like changing a whole lot of stuff. We're working on changing the concept, because we realize that it is difficult to get audience. It is difficult to get people to come into the studio and sit and, you know, watch the program. So what we're trying to do now, we might stop having audience on the program. Yep. And the show is going to take a new dimension.
Is that a whole new concept from the usual Fatu Show that we're used to seeing with the crowd and the dancing?
Yeah, the crowd would go, and maybe it would be something like a one-on-one kind of thing.
But why is that? Why is the crowd going?
Because we tried so hard. We tried for 4 years trying to bring the people together, but you know how difficult it is. Sometimes people would say they will come, you invite 100 people, 150 people, and only 6 will end up coming. Yep. And then it's not very nice in the camera when you watch the repeat. Yep. When I sit at home watching the repeat of the Fatu Show, I look at some things and say, no, this is not right. This should have been this way and that way and that way. But since the crowd is always getting the crowd together is a problem. And sometimes some of these things people tell you is genuine. We don't have fare. We cannot come. Transport is expensive. Yep. And, you know, based on all those stuff, we decided, okay, this time around, let's just get rid of the crowd and see how it will go. Yeah. So when I come back on the show after the 8th of September, it will be without a crowd.
Without a crowd. Right. Before we talk about the anniversary, which is on the which is next week, right? It's the next week, but on the 8th.
2 weeks.
2 weeks, right? That is the 4 years anniversary of the Fatu Show. Before we talk about that, before we talk about the way forward of the show, about changing the concepts and everything, can we talk about the anniversary? Like what is happening? What are we doing?
Well, since we started, we never had an anniversary. I've been hearing about the field anniversary. They're doing very well, and you know, all these other programs. We never had one because we wanted to wait. So after 4 years, then a lot of people got to know us.
Yep.
Like, you'd be surprised that even everywhere I go now, in America, in London, all over the world, people know Fatu. So we said, okay, we want to be known first.
Yep.
Then that way, when we say the Fatu Show anniversary, people would know what we're talking about. We decided to come in and do something, you know, this time around, and I asked, because I didn't actually know in the beginning what form that should take. I wanted to do a forum for CEOs, like gather 25 CEOs together and talk about business and the economy and something like that. But then it was kind of getting late, and you know, with CEOs you have to let them know
in advance, appointments, and
so that was getting late. So I spoke to some people and say, I want to do an anniversary for Fatu Show, but do you know which artists I can get to come to Gambia? And 2 girls that I know, one works for Observer, I mean, she's really gawk, and she said to me, Ida Samba. I'm like, I don't know who she is. And then she played her music for me. I listened to her music and it was really good. And then Adama, my friend at Afra FM, also said, Ida Samba is really good, you should bring her. So I went up to Senegal and spoke to her. I said, if I'm getting Ida Samba, I need to get Gambian artists. Of course. So I have like 3 Gambian artists and 1 Senegalese artist. So we have like 4 artists who will be there performing at the Jama Hall. And part of the profit is what we're using to pay school for some students, the needy ones. We actually said, send a text message to 6123 and then we would let you know who the winners are. But you know, I met one woman yesterday. She stopped me and talked about her grandchildren, all of them going to school, and she has no money. So I think those are the kind of things that we want to consider.
We want to change. And how many scholarships are we talking about this time?
Well, actually, like I told you in the beginning, we wanted to do 15, but because the kids show did not work very well, because on that day there were 3 programs. You know how people would just want to do the same thing on the same day. So we it was not very successful, so we said, okay, let's wait and see the outcome of the one from the 8. So based on the one from the 8 is when we would know how many, but I know at least maybe we will do 10, because you know, I just love to do this. I'm not rich. I definitely have my own commitments, but you don't have to wait until you are rich to give to people. So that's what I believe in.
We're having so many phone calls here. Like I said, we can't pick up the phone calls, but I've got a text message saying, congrats on the anniversary, keeps inspiring and stay smiling. We're watching you. Oh, and can you get Fatu to sing for the kids? Would be nice.
Okay, I'm not good at singing, and you don't want me to sing. If I sing right here, you might not even watch my show again, because my voice is only good for news and Fatu Show. So let's keep it.
And then there is another one. Hello Fatu, I really like your program. I do watch it every Thursday. You're looking good. Keep it up, from Janet Lopi Brikama. And we have so many text messages coming in. My battery is going down now. And
you know, but I just want to say thank you very much to the people who have always been there supporting us. Because sometimes if you know the conditions that we do, I mean, when you leave home, sometimes you are all stressed out after a long day, and then you get home, you know, you have to come back to the studio and do a show, and you feel you're not doing very well, and you have, like, you know, right now in my inbox, we have over almost 200 messages from everywhere. People want to say, hello Fatu, how are you doing? I do my best to reply to all of them, and this is what keeps me going. The moment sometimes I'll have a headache and say, I don't feel like Fatu Show today. But the moment I open my inbox and see all these messages, I just feel like I have to go and do this, because people look forward to it, and I don't like disappointing people. So that's why every time, you know, I do my best to do this program. And one thing I must say, sometimes people will complain and say, okay, Fatu, we're sending you our text messages, we're sending you our emails, and you don't reply. What it is right now we have like over 200. So it takes time to reply to everybody, but I like interacting with all of you. And of course, sometimes we have emails that are not very pleasant.
I know, yeah.
That are not very pleasant. Like somebody wrote before and say, you are a disgrace to Mandinkas because you don't speak Mandinka on the program. Actually, we don't decide what language we speak. We ask the people that we invite. We always ask our people and say, our guests